All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to demystify something you've probably seen but maybe never had a name for. We're talking about a really interesting tool that Tennessee communities use to pay for local improvements. It's called a special assessment district. And, it's really all about one thing, fairness.
So think about it like this. It's kind of a puzzle, right? Let's say one single neighborhood needs new sidewalks, maybe better drainage. How does the city pay for that? I mean, should they raise taxes on everyone, even folks who live clear across town and will never, ever use those new sidewalks? That doesn't seem quite right.
You've probably asked yourself this exact question. You see your neighbor's street suddenly getting brand new sidewalks and fancy streetlights, but yours is exactly the same. And you're thinking, wait a second, who paid for that? Well, the answer isn't always just the city. A lot of the time, it's something way more targeted.
And that, right there, is the solution to our little puzzle. It's called the special assessment. It's a system that's literally designed to solve this exact problem: how to pay for those specific, targeted upgrades. So here's the big idea in a nutshell. The local government draws a little box, basically, around the area that's getting the upgrade. They create a special district. And then, only the property owners inside that box, the people who are actually benefiting from the new sewer line or those new streetlights, are the ones who help pay for it. It's funding on a super, super local level.
Yeah, and this really gets to the core of it. The whole idea is that the people on that street are getting a special benefit that other folks just aren't. So the city can charge those specific homeowners an extra fee to cover the costs. It just makes sense, right? If your property value gets a nice little bump from a brand new road, it's fair that you pitch in. It's all about connecting the benefit directly to the bill.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. Tennessee doesn't have a one-size-fits-all approach. Nope. The state has basically handed its cities and towns a legal toolkit with 4 different tools inside. Each one is designed for a very specific job. So let's open up that toolkit and see what's in there.
First up, let's look at the 2 most common tools in the box. Think of these as the reliable, everyday hammers and screwdrivers for a whole range of public improvement projects.
Okay, tool number 1 is a classic. It's often called the front foot law. And honestly, the name says it all. The cost is literally based on your front footage. That is, how many feet of your property actually touch the street that's being improved. So, if you've got a really wide lot, you'll pay a bit more than your neighbor with a narrow one. This is the go-to for things like streets and sidewalks, and the property owners chip in for at least 2/3 of the cost, usually paying it off over 5 years.
But, what if that front foot method doesn't really seem fair for a particular project? Well, that's why we have tool number 2. This one completely changes the calculation. Instead of how wide your property is, it's based on how much your property is worth. So, a more valuable property pays a bigger slice of the pie. A city might pull this tool out for big underground projects, like sewers or burying ugly power lines, where the benefit is really about boosting property values for everyone.
So, let's just boil it right down. It's a simple choice between 2 ways to split the bill. The front foot method is about the width of your property. The property value method is about the worth of your property. That's the key difference. 2 totally different approaches for different kinds of jobs.
All right, so those were the general purpose tools. Now let's get into the specialty equipment. Because hey, not every project is just fixing a residential street. These next 2 laws are for very specific, very focused missions.
This next tool is basically the downtown makeover law. It's all about bringing life back to a city's core. What happens is the city creates what's called a Central Business Improvement District, or a CBID for short. All the properties inside that downtown zone pay a special fee each year. And that money funds all the extras that make a downtown pop. We're talking extra security patrols, big marketing campaigns to bring in shoppers, and special cleaning crews to keep everything looking sharp. It's all about attracting more business and more people.
And get this, the toolkit isn't just sitting on a shelf collecting dust. It's still evolving. This next tool is brand spanking new, which just goes to show you that the state is always trying to adapt to what communities actually need right now.
So the final tool in our kit, which was just passed in 2024, is what you could call the New Neighborhood Law. This one is all about building brand new communities literally from the ground up. It lets developers create an infrastructure development district to pay for the absolute essentials. We're talking the very first roads, the water pipes, the sewer systems, all the foundational stuff you need before a single house can even be built. It's a really smart tool for managing growth.
Okay, and here it is all laid out in one simple chart. You've got your 4 toolkits. The front foot law based on property width, perfect for streets. The property value law based on, well, property value, great for things like sewers. Then you've got the downtown makeover for revitalizing city centers with a special fee. And finally, the new neighborhood law for building essential infrastructure from scratch. 4 problems, 4 specific solutions.
So we've gone through the whole toolkit. But what's the bottom line? Why does any of this actually matter to you?
Well, the crucial point is this. It's all about fairness and being smart with money. These laws give communities a flexible way to fund very specific improvements that only benefit a handful of properties. It means the people who get the direct benefit are the ones who outpay for it. Plain and simple.
So if you take anything away from this, let it be these 3 things. 1, you can get targeted upgrades done without raising taxes on the entire city. That's huge. 2, the costs land on the shoulders of those who actually benefit. And 3, Tennessee has a really diverse toolkit for all kinds of different community needs, from downtowns to brand new subdivisions.
It really makes you think, right? Next time you're driving around your own town and you see a street that needs work or a downtown area that could use a little love, you'll know there's actually a system for making it happen. So I'll leave you with this. If you had this toolkit for your community, what's the very first thing you'd want to improve?